Hello everybody, this is Kyle the Hedgehog, and welcome to another ranking video. Recently I've just watched every single Marvel Netflix show. Today I'm going to be ranking them all. Now, criteria for the list, I'm ranking all 7 shows that have been recently released in the year at least up to 2017, which include Daredevil Season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, and of course, The Punisher. Of course, I'll be ranking this from out worst to best, but as I would phrase it, least best to best, because unlike some other people, I loved all the shows, and the lowest rating I give them would be an 8 out of 10, and the highest would be a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, just to know where I'm coming from, I loved all these shows, so ranking them was kind of hard since I'd watch them all again. But which one do I love the most? Well, just find out. So, as I said, ranking them out of 7. And I'll probably update the list when Jessica Jones Season 2 comes out. But let's begin. Number 7. We got Iron Fist. This is the least popular show. And when it came to this show, the next show, it only came down to one thing. And that's the only reason why this show isn't higher than the other show. I actually like this show unlike other people, and I came in with little exceptions, and I was pleasantly surprised. I actually quite liked it, and I didn't mind him being whiny, honestly, or the business aspect. I do find some of the supporting characters not to be the best, other than Colleen Wig, of course, who's actually a pretty good character. And I didn't mind it at all. It could have been better, mostly in the villain aspect of it. But other than that, I didn't have any problem. Number 6. Sweet Christmas. It's Luke Cage. This show, the problem I have with this show is what everyone else had a problem with, is the villain switch up between Cottonmouth and Luke and Diamondback did not work well. I was honestly debating playing Iron Fist about this because I kind of enjoyed that more, but the only reason I didn't is because Luke Cage actually had at least villains that are actually more developed, even if one was more ridiculous than the other. And also, Luke Cage is a lot more interesting a character than Iron Fist. Honestly, doing characters alone, Luke Cage might be really high. Actually, it's kind of hard to rate them as characters, or than I guess Iron Fist would be the lowest. But the other characters are really hard. Yeah, this character's so good, but I guess this guy likes this character a bit more. So these Netflix shows are really good. This show's great. I recommend watching it if you want a show of some good music, because there's a lot. They choose some pretty good sampling, and my favorite song is probably the theme song. It's my second favorite Marvel theme, not Marvel. The Netflix theme is what I'm talking about. I love the theme song, and I never skipped it every time it came on because I loved it. Yeah, that's Luke Cage. I also like the supporting characters. I already mentioned because supporting characters are a big thing with the shows. Okay, let's go on to the next show. Number 5, we have Daredevil Season 2. This is the only show that I was disappointed, but it's not bad. Because I like this, I guess. It's not bad. I don't know. I keep rambling on. It's not a bad show, except I was hoping for more. What's good about it? The Punisher is fucking fantastic. If it focused on him the whole time, then this show would have been great. Punisher calls him, interactions are pretty great, But then it becomes the Hand. But I feel like that storyline should have been developed the whole way through, instead of just throwing in halfway through, and then we have 2 storylines that don't really coincide with each other at all. But it would have made sense if the Punisher at least fought the Hand at the end. He kills 2 people from the Hand at the end, and never comes back to fight them in the Defenders, which is, that's kind of annoying. But other than that, this Season 2 had great moments and had some moments. But I haven't said for Season 3. Number 4. Defenders. This show, I was like, well, I can't believe I put this show low, but I only have one reason. 8 episodes. What the fuck? Now, a lot of people complain, these seasons are too long. The people who only complain they're too long is if they don't like them, okay? I've been through way worse shows with longer episodes, and when it comes to TV, I'm not big binge. I'm not big on TV. I prefer movies over TV. And TV shows to be really good for me to get into it. And I watched some other shows, Walking Dead, that have or so much filler, and these shows don't really have that much filler, to be honest. Every scene is important for at least some reason or another. And the episodes actually develop the characters. Here, I wish we had more episodes to develop their relationships. We know these characters. That was a given. But we got a lot of them fighting the hand. But I feel like these actors have great chemistry. If you see in the interviews, but we see only a little bit of that, and I want a lot more of that. Just them hanging out like at an Asian restaurant was great. The action scenes are probably one of the best, next to Daredevil and Punisher for best action scenes. And this. Even though people said nothing happened, which is kind of BS, they did defeat the Hand. Daredevil's season 3 set up. I guess Jessica Jones is set up. I don't know. Not really. Luke Cage, I guess we get to see him out of prison, which I guess was kind of pointless for him to be in prison to begin with. And I guess Iron Fist gets a lot more development here. It's kind of it's sort of a season 2 to Iron Fist before we get into season 2. I like the show, but I watched it in one day, which isn't a good sign. Number 3, we got Jessica Jones, or should I say, Jessica! One more of the show is so high is Kilgrave, known as the Purple Man. He's fantastic, great villain, second best Marvel villain. We'll get to number 1, and then close enough. But also the villain's great, and also the main protagonist is great because she's a lot more different than any other superhero I've ever seen. Not even just Marvel, but heroes in general, because they say anti-hero, but it's not really. Very interesting character with, of course, interesting past, and of course, a very interesting villain with some good supporting characters, but they're kind of a little bit not too memorable. If compared to the other ones, I think they're a bit stronger, but this show is pretty good. I feel like this is the slowest show starting up, but then when it kept going, you got like, okay. This show, I think, will do better with season 2, but the only problem with that is like one of the best parts is not going to be there, or maybe he is, we don't know, but I'm interested to see what season 2 is going to be about. Number 2, Daredevil season 1. This is the show that started all, the first show I started watching, and it's the first show that blew me away. Everything the show did, like, I'd never seen like any other superhero show, and it really, I was like, it took me a while to actually finally watch the show. I don't know why it took me so long, but when I did, it's like, what the fuck was I waiting for? It is so good. The action's great. The supporting characters are good. Daredevil's an awesome character. The 2003 film didn't do him justice at all. Sorry, Ben Affleck. You're good as Batman, but as Daredevil, go fuck yourself. Yeah, this is great. I liked everything they did with it. Basically everything's great about this. I really don't have much problems with this show. Maybe I feel like if I do, it would be very nitpicky. One of the best parts is Kingpin as a villain. He's fantastic. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains. And of course, the 3 film didn't do him justice at all. So seeing one of my favorite Daredevil villains and Spider-Man villains on not the big screen, small screen, but done justice is great. And he's pretty great. I can't wait to see more of him. Maybe we'll see more of him in season 3. Let's hope. That brings us to number 1. You already know what it is if you kept count. I'm not gonna do that. This is the Punisher, or should I say, 1 bitch, 2 bitch, Penny and Dumb. After getting season 2, season 2 Daredevil, I should say. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this show. I really liked the Punisher as the best part of the season 2, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna feel like that. But basically, by expanding upon the best part of season 2 into like a whole show, oh my man, this show is awesome. The action scenes were fantastic since they got a lot more dynamic and did different stuff. Basically most of the time it was great. So you get like the show has a lot more character development than action. You might find out, but it doesn't matter. This show is fantastic. Of course, Sean Pertwell's the Punisher is just perfect. I don't care what you guys say. He's the best Punisher. Hands down. You can fight me on that. This show is fantastic. I love these supporting characters. And the villain, at first I thought it was like, oh, just old guy. He's just the villain. I don't know. Then he realized it was a twist villain. Well, not a twist if you read the comics, but I'm not, even though I like reading comics, I don't know everything about the Punisher or like most characters, so that was actually a twist for me, which actually I was actually glad he didn't for that point. And then the villain's okay, he's pretty good, but he's not Killgrave or Kingpin good. But what matters here is the Punisher, who's my favorite Marvel Netflix character. And he might be one of my favorite. He's probably my new favorite. Not superhero. He's pretty much an anti-hero, but a great one. He's definitely probably the best anti-hero, and he's one of my new favorite characters just because of this show in season 2 of Daredevil. And I loved it. I can't wait for season 2, which probably won't come out for probably like 2 years at this point, since there's a lot of other shows they're working on. But yeah, love the show. And that concludes the end of my video. If you haven't watched any of these shows for some odd reason, I don't know what you're doing, go watch these shows. They're fantastic, which most of you probably have. Okay, go watch that. Also recommend subscribing to my channel if you want to see more ranking videos. When I see the third Thor movie, I'll probably do another ranking video for MCU films. I think I did one in the past, but I need to update it. I'll do more ranking videos. I've done a lot of videos, types of videos, too much to count, so check those out. Give this video a like, and also, like, you guys are already probably doing this in the comments, write your order. And just remember, Thomas So says in the comment section, if a lot of people loved each other, the world would be a better place to live.